Welcome, stars. You are right where you belong. This is G. Oh yeah, that's fun stuff. Oh, absolutely. 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 Pull me a card, please. Okay, I want to know what's next for me. Kind of lost, stuck, and sad. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, hopefully the Star Room can get your pep back in your step, and hopefully you find some folks here that you resonate with. We're pulling a card for Elisa, and it's what's next. This one is popping out, and it's actually telling me to go to a different deck. So you're going to get the nature one, like everyone else did, but I'm also pulling Power Thought cards by Louise Hay. Okay, I'm not sure if you're familiar with her. I have read her books, by the way, so I am very familiar with. Very powerful woman. She's no longer in the physical, but she lives on. Absolutely, she lives on, right? So I'm going to mix those cards up too, and we're going to give you one of each, okay? And let's try that one again. So you're kind of stuck, but you need a little. Okay, definitely that one. Wow, that was strong too. Hopefully it's something that you. Oh wow, that is so crazy. I kept hearing two, and I thought I'm just hearing like whatever, and guess what? It was two that came out. Anyway, so you're literally getting three. So here we go. Ooh, look at this. Look at that. Your card is illumination, and you see the big moon. This is crazy. So it's a release. This yucky, stuck, whatever you got going on, you're releasing it, okay? It's the past. Let go of the past. Tomorrow is an eclipse. I'm not sure how familiar you are with like all that kind of stuff, and you don't really have to be, okay? But all you need to know is it's about just letting stuff go, whatever it is. So this particular eclipse is deep emotions. A lot of them can be painful memories, stuff that is usually buried. And so when it's buried, that means a part of you intentionally buried it. And so part of this, for everybody listening, that's what Scorpio energy is. It's you went through something that was really difficult at one time, okay? Something in the past, and it was painful. And when we go through stuff that's like really painful, like tragic stuff, because that is Scorpio, it's too hard to process. So to make it through it, we bury it. We're like, you know what? It's not like you make a rational, logical choice, but part of your survival mechanism kicks in, and it just gets filed to the back under a rug, and then the rug gets buried in a hole somewhere, and then something gets put over that. Like it just gets buried. It gets pushed out of the way. So it can never be seen. But this is all about bringing that stuff up into the light. Because when we bring it up into the light, it's the only way to get rid of it. So it can be difficult because we can't get rid of something that we can't see. Therefore, illumination, meaning shedding a light on something. You get the number 2. So it's about a partnership. Okay. It's about a partnership. Now, this partnership can be very private. It could also be, it doesn't have to be like a love relationship. Obviously it can be, but it's a significant partnership of some sort. And so many people experience partnership energy. It can be a love relationship, like a marriage, but it can also just be a best friend energy, sibling, sister energy, mom energy. Like it has that feeling to it. This would likely, because the moon is on here, it does speak to feminine energy. So it can be mom stuff. It can bring up mother wound type stuff, whether it's, you know, who my mom was when I was a child or who my mom wasn't as a child, or my ability to be a mom, or, just whatever the mother wound is. So it could also be ancestral stuff, okay? Because this is the moon too, ancestors. Let me take a look at the card. I haven't done that yet. Oh, this is so cool. You are riding a winged being. Oh, this is so cool. You got a butterfly tattoo on your back. Oh, this is wicked. This is so wicked. I love this card. You have faces in here. Ancestors, absolutely. The past, lots of faces. I don't know. Oh, wow. There's so many faces in this card. Holy crap. Yeah. So I'm going to flip it back over so you can see the faces. See all up in here in the rainbow of hair, right? There's faces there. See those faces? So there's something about the past. There's something about people. Okay. There's something, it could be family history. This is what this would scream out. Okay. And the mom energy. And this release, when you make this release, it'll bring about new beginnings for you. We got to make room for the new, but we can't do it until we clear out some stuff. So energetically, there's going to be some clearing. Maybe just you being here tonight will allow you to do that. Maybe, this isn't for you to share those deep things. We welcome it, but there's no prying. This is really just to help you move forward in whatever way you need to. So just hearing this and seeing this, it may stir something within you, like a or an emotion. And then, if you really want to let go of the yuck, find out what that's connected to. Okay. So whether you have to go and take a seat, once we're done here, and write something down and ask yourself, I feel this certain way. What is it connected to? And then when you get an answer, ask, okay, and what's that connected to? Like, work backwards and follow it all the way back, because this is all about the past. But you're right. You see this big, beautiful winged being you're riding? This is, I'm not really sure, like some mythic being. I have no idea what this is, but you're riding it and you are staring up at the moon. So are there dreams about having a family, that kind of stuff going on? I'm not really sure, but this is what that card shows as this strong female energy on both sides. But the butterfly represents transformation. So there's something going on with maybe releasing the old and starting over. There's something like that happening here. Okay. Because anytime we have all this wing stuff, it's flight, it's going into new territory, and you have somebody beneath you, right? You're not flying alone. Okay. Matter of fact, you're being flown. Even though it feels like, you might feel like you're alone. You might feel like, oh my gosh, I'm doing everything. You're actually not. You're actually riding on the wings of somebody else, energetically at least. So it's kind of like that one passage, the footprints in the sand. When you're going through a tough time and you feel like you're all alone. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but you back in the sand, and during the tough times in their life, they noticed that there was only one set of footprints. And during the easier times in their life, there was two sets of footprints. And it was like, why the heck is that? And so the story goes that when the individual asked the question, like they were talking to God or something, and they said, hey, I don't get it. When I was going through a tough time, it was just me. Like, you abandoned me. And the answer that came back was, oh, no, you misunderstand. Those were my footprints you saw. You didn't even have footprints in the sand. You were being carried. That's how tough it was. You were being carried. So you're not alone. You have support. And you're going to get through it. And that number 2 is also, the partnership. So whether it's a physical partnership, whether it's, angelic beings on the other side got your back and are supporting you. You were guided here tonight by a friend. So just know you're going to be okay. You're going to get through this. And whatever the yuck is, it's part of the process. But it would probably help to illuminate whatever that yucky feeling is connected to. It'll help expedite this whole thing for you. So I hope that helps. Family is everything. Yeah, it was really strong on that card. Family. So whether, like I said, people from the past, culture, mom, family, strong feminine connections, big time. This card resonates. Yeah, I do too. I hope it helps. Yeah, did you see the tattoo? The big butterfly tattoo on the back, which is change and transformation, which is like, yeah, such a strong family thing, like leaving. Yeah, very strong, very personal, very, very, very personal card. The other thing I want to add to that, I'm hearing, yeah, uh sh- the family being a big thing, family being everything, and then like emotional needs, that's important. um Sometimes we don't realize, this is not me saying, like this is the thing you're doing, this is just like for all of us. Sometimes what happens is we have emotional needs as human beings, but we put our emotional needs and expectations on others, and we don't realize that those emotional needs are our responsibilities. And so we end up feeling like we're always let down or something, and we don't know, or disappointment, or I don't know. But once we put that, especially as females, once we put that into our power, is what it is. It's taking back that power. Like, okay, I supply my emotional needs. I secure them. That way no one can take them from me, right? So um doing those things that you need to do to establish your emotional security, emotional needs, emotional security. And that could be, you could substitute the word family in there as well. Okay. You are welcome. I really hope that helped. And if it didn't, like if there's, oh, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I'm so sorry. You had two cards. You had two other cards. I'm so sorry. I just start talking and I get in. You had two other cards. Are you still here, Elisa? Oh my God, I'm going to feel horrible. Is she still here? I'm going to have to get a butterfly tattoo. She's still here. Awesome. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I start reading the chat. Hold on a minute. You have two more cards, because this is what came through. Two cards. Give her two of these cards from this other deck. So the other deck, I told you already, Power Thoughts by Louise Hayes. So here they are. Um, the first one is, oh, look at that. The first one says, I am at peace. I am at peace. I'm going to read it because it gives you like a little bit of because it's a power thought card. Okay. Louise Hay is really good for that kind of stuff, especially if people are feeling like they're in the dumps, or in a yucky state of mind. So it says, divine peace and harmony surround me and dwell in me. I feel tolerance, compassion, and love for all people, myself included. So these are affirmations, right? And what happens is sometimes, even when we feel in the yuckiest of places, if we do the affirmations, maybe they'll make us feel better. I know some people kind of laugh at it and they're like, what the hell? No. I'll read it again. Divine peace and harmony surround me and dwell in me. I feel tolerance, compassion, and love for all people, myself included. Okay. So I am at peace. That was your first card. All right. So your second card, which was so crazy how that happened, it says, it's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. So are you having yucky thoughts, or is it just all feelings? Remember, it's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. Oh, and then she's got a little mini book on the back for you. I am not limited by any past thinking. I choose my thoughts with care. I constantly have new insights and new ways of looking at my world. I am willing to change and grow. That's pretty awesome. You can get her books used, and they really, really do help. They help us to retrain our thoughts. And yeah, this is just stuff that has worked for tons of folks. It's not me trying to sell it, because I'm not Louise Hay. I don't get any proceeds of any kind. everybody has to do their own thing and whatever works for them, So this is just what came through these two cards. Okay? Not a problem. This is what it's all about, man. This is what the star room is for. Shit like this. Absolutely. Yeah, the butterfly transformation and change. Right. So Elisa says, I'm going to oh, right. Got the butterfly tattoo, right? I'm glad that everything made sense. And I'm glad it was spot on. So if you can take your stuff off of the chat now if you want. Some people get paranoid about that if you like. I have you in the software, so you're programmed in. You're here and you're saved. All righty, let me see what we can see. So let's go find your sun sign, right? Leo energy. The sun is at 5:59 conjunct Mercury. Wow. You see that? So you internalize your thoughts because you have a Mercury retrograde, which means you hold the stuff in. You're not always expressing it's your creative forms of expressing and communicating. You may think twice, you may internalize it first before you let it out. This is in the 11th house, so this is your friends. You've got quite a few things here. You have creative friends, fun friends, right? You also have a lot of strong Cancer energy in the house of friends. Yeah, you have Venus in Cancer, Mars in Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer. Wow. So this can be tricky. Whenever you have Mars in Cancer, that's a tricky energy. All right, just so you know this ahead of time. This would require someone to absolutely make sure that you're doing all the things that you need to do to have that emotional well-being, right? Mental health, a mental health routine. And that's not to say, we all need a mental health routine. So that this sounds right. But for people who have Mars and Cancer energy, they can have bouts of not feeling so hot. Okay. And that energy can be difficult to deal with. Okay. Anytime anybody has Mars and Cancer, that's a very normal way to feel, which is like stuck in a rut, a little bit of depression, right? That's Mars and Cancer. So you're perfectly normal. And that's not to say it's not to say you're a depressed human being, but when someone doesn't have a real description for what they're going through, it's and there might be some privacy issues, which is totally fine. But you have your Mars and Venus really close to each other. So yeah, a lot of strong energy with family, but there's also this masculine feminine stuff that's bonded. They're really close. You see how close these are? Venus is the female, Mars is the masculine. And so it's like relationship energy and history, like relationships, people that you've probably have emotional, I don't want to use the word emotional baggage, but recognize that some of the individuals you're having relationships with who are friends, there's likely energy where you have been more than friends in another realm, energetically, past lives. Maybe you have ancestors where this has occurred. And there's nothing wrong with anything that I'm saying, but it really makes things complicated and complex. Okay, it can make things really complex because Mars, it's not a best friend in Cancer energy. And Jupiter, because remember, I don't know if I said this, but this Cancer energy, it is family, but it's emotions. And so Jupiter expands, it adds, it exaggerates. And so it's in feelings, it's in emotions. And if Jupiter is there, Jupiter adds to it, right? It makes more of it. And it's like, oh my gosh, so it would be really smart, like whether I knew your history or not, whether you came to the star room saying, "Hey, I'm just feeling like in a rut." If this was somebody who was just born and the parent was like, "Here, this is my child's chart. Talk to me about it so that I understand the energetic makeup of my child." This is the same information I would tell the parent. I would say, "You want to make sure that your child has a system, has a routine in place to support the mental and the emotional energy that they have in their chart, because they have an abundance of it to deal with, an abundance of it." All right. And so you got to give them some sort of a framework in which to how to manage and how to deal with it. These Cancer energy is super empathic, really empathic, emotional sponges. So you're not just dealing with your own stuff. You're not just dealing with the past. And I'm talking about other lifetimes or alternate realities, whatever you want to call it, but also feeling what your friends are feeling what your family is feeling. Really empathic energy, emotional sponges. So you need to have barriers and boundaries. You need to set up borders. You need to set up all of that to keep yourself safe, safe in an emotional way, emotional safety. Okay. So your sun is how you express, how you radiate creatively, right? A lot of fun, very fun, can be very fun. I'll put it like that, right? Or at least have absolutely very fun friends. Um, you are a Virgo ascendant, a Virgo rising. So if you ever come back to the channel, I want you to pay attention to the Virgo rising sign readings. It'll say Virgo. Those are the readings you're going to watch, okay? Because those readings will give you a generality of what's to come or what you're going through. And it just helps to give another level, another layer of understanding. It's where we feel like, okay, I'm not nuts. Like this crap's happening and I'm not nuts. And this is just another way of reading it and another way of understanding what you're going through. And like, yeah, it can be challenging. So you have Pluto conjunct Uranus in Virgo energy. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So what you want to be aware of with this kind of energy is first of all, Pluto can go to the depths, right? Can go really deep, can go below the surface, details, 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 details. Um, and it's in your first house. So it's about your health, your physical health. It's also about the way you appear. Okay. So I don't know if you're hard on yourself about your appearance, but you want to like understand right up front that if you are going through that or if you've gone through that at times, you have help because you have your nodes in Taurus. Oh my gosh. I know. Cassie, are you here? You're probably chuckling at me. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, this is fascinating. Is there another astrology person here who can enjoy this with me? Oh my gosh. Go see the earth is still here? Wow. Okay, why is this blowing my mind away? Because right now, up in the sky, the north node is exactly, almost exactly where her natal north node is. So you're having a north node return, which means, wow, your life is going to change after tonight. Your future, what you're hearing about right now, this is literally altering your future. This is so cool. This is so cool. This is your self-worth. This is your higher knowledge, your learning, spirituality, religion, traveling, yeah, valuing being able to go ahead and travel, absolutely. But your north node it's a power that's suppressed. It's something that you haven't really tuned into possibly, or if you have, there's just more room to grow in that area because your real superpower is over here, just your south node in Scorpio. Oh, child. Okay. So here's the deal. Other than being extremely empathic, you're extremely psychic. You're extremely I mean, like off the chain. Do you know this? Are you aware? I don't know how you couldn't know this. You have Neptune in Scorpio in the third house. So you're going to hear things. It's conjunct your south node, which means a lot of the information that you're getting in may be from the astral realm. Okay. So it's not like predicting people's future, but you can absolutely talk to dead loved ones for people if you want. Okay. Pisces on the descendant, which means the divine, Father, God, Creator, Allah, whatever, is your partner. Um, Needing a partner that loves to sacrifice, like, yeah. You also have Saturn in your seventh house. So Saturn in your seventh house is significant one-on-one relationships. This is marriage, okay? When you have Saturn there, Saturn automatically delays things. It automatically says, we're going to take this slow. And so it suggests that if you have been married, which you very well could have been, it suggests that maybe you got married later, not like a young marriage. Or if you did have a young marriage, older than you, possibly because it's Saturn. Saturn is wiser and older, okay? You also have Chiron. Chiron is our deepest emotional wound, and has to do with partnerships. And so that's an owie, right? Because it's close to Saturn, those restrictions within a relationship. That hurts. Anyway, there's a whole lot more we can look into, and we move only at the rate of speed in which you're comfortable. And so I just realized I just spewed out a whole lot of stuff to process, and I didn't mean to do that, but it was just like bam, bam, bam. So many things kept popping up. I want to leave you. I said I was going to stop. Your black moon Lilith jumped out. It's really your white moon Lilith. And I'm going to read this. You are a constant source of surprise. As such, you delight your companions and loved ones. You understand the need for each person to express his or her true nature without fear of judgment. Yet at the same time, you are also well aware of the need for social and spiritual frameworks. You are likely to spend much of your time talking with other people, planning social events, or working in a people-orientated profession. You are also likely to have a deep love for nature and the environment, perhaps even leading others to a greater understanding of the need to share the Earth's resources. You are well aware of the sanctity of everyday life, the importance of every little task that adds to the big picture. Your own schedule is likely to be filled with such tasks, your own and other people's. No errand is too much. At times, you may feel like a servant, but on the whole, you are happy to be so. This is because you realize the importance of servitude. You have the ability to escape in your own mind through the realization that God's work is often in the details, the unnoticed deeds. You have the ability to be the power behind the throne. It is also possible that you share your life with a beautiful lover, someone who needs your help on a daily basis. Okay, so just keep in mind what I just read was just a general reading out of the astrology software. So some of it you may feel like, wow, that part was spot on and that part wasn't, because it doesn't take into consideration the other points in your chart. All right, that's what an astrologer does. An astrologer takes all of that and then puts it all together. I just wanted to leave you with that white moon Lilith stuff, which was what I just read, because the white moon Lilith stuff is usually very optimistic, supportive, nurturing, and beautiful. I'm glad that everything made sense, and I'm glad it was spot on to support you on your journey once we end this evening, which we are doing. We are winding down now. It's 12:05. So I do look forward to doing this again next week. Every Saturday night at 9 p.m. And anytime you want to come back, come back. The whole point of the Star Room is for all of us to share our knowledge, our intuitions, to support each other. Stars don't put out other stars' light. When all the stars are together, we become brighter, we become stronger, right? And light is knowledge. Remember that. Light is knowledge. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, that was fun stuff. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.